Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Identity Insights by NDCO. This is a show dedicated to taking a look at some of the latest news from around the decentralized identity community and offers you an opportunity to learn a little bit more about what NDCO has been up to. Today, we are joined by Heather Dahl, CEO of Indicio, and Ken Ebert, CTO, to talk about the recent announcement of Indicio joining the Google Cloud Partner Advantage program. Thank you both for joining me today. Could one of you please give us a brief overview of what the Partner Advantage program is?
The Google Cloud Partner Advantage program joins forces with companies who offer technologies that can support Google Cloud customers in achieving their goals. In the case of Indicio, it is helping Google Cloud customers deploy trusted digital ecosystems and to really work with the emerging technology and verifiable credentials. And so a part of this Advantage program is that all Google Cloud customers now have the opportunity to use a complete end-to-end trusted digital ecosystem that implements and uses open source verifiable credentials, and that's called Indicio Proven. They'll also have access to the Indicio Mediator, which we know is a really important component of making trusted digital ecosystems work extremely well. And even on top of that is they'll have the opportunity to use Indicio Noti or Hyperledger Indy Node on Demand, which makes standing up a Hyperledger Indy node for participation in the Indicio network or any other Hyperledger Indy network, or even build their own private networks, very quick and easy to do. And so all Google Cloud customers have the opportunity to engage with this technology starting today.
All right, that sounds super exciting. Could one of you give me a brief overview of what that process looks like once they engage with us through Google?
One of the best parts about this is that they don't have to go through a whole new procurement cycle. If they've already got an account with Google, they have the relationship that they need to get started. They can purchase through the Google Cloud the ability to stand up either an entire ecosystem or a single component like the mediator. And we assist them with their configuration after they spin up their instance to be able to configure it for use and then integration with the existing systems that they already have online. So it just makes the whole roadmap from start to working and integrated a much shorter time frame, and allows for them to avoid some of the pain of trying to figure it all out themselves and set it up independently.
So obviously this sounds like a pretty big deal for Google Cloud customers. What does it mean for the Indicio or just the general, decentralized identity community?
What it means is that companies around the world have the opportunity to implement and build their decentralized identity solutions now, and to do so on a component-based system that is based on open source, open standards, and more so that's interoperable. So if those Google Cloud customers want to actually work in a larger consortium or build their own partnerships between maybe other vendors or their customers, it's really easy to do so because of the interoperability that is baked into the proven ecosystem and the mediator and the Hyperledger Indy Node on Demand.
It takes the challenge of hiring a tech team that can understand cryptography and blockchain and decentralized identity and how all the agents work and what Python means other than a big snake. It takes that away and it makes it so that people without that technical team can spin something up very quickly and get started. They may have their regular team of web developers that interact with it, but they don't have to have all of the expertise to set up, configure, write it from scratch. That all goes away. They can get started by skipping steps 1 through 99 and just hit the ground running with step 100 and go from there.
Absolutely. And it means that they don't have to focus on building the basic infrastructure of their ecosystems, that this gives them a head start so they can really dive into their particular use cases, the problems that they're trying to solve, and bring their subject matter expertise into this technology. So we give them the foundational starting point in which to expand and build their own ecosystems. And so they're not having to spend all that time building the basics.
So, right, you kind of touched on a few of the products that will be available or that are available right now from launch, which is the Proven, the Node on Demand, and the Mediator. Would you mind, going into like a little bit about maybe some real world use cases of, these are the tools and here's what you can do with them, and maybe some things that are on the roadmap for in the future, some additional, functionality that we're looking at.
A good way to start is to start small and simple. And what is a pain point in your organization where you need to receive verified data and you do not want to do it with a direct integration? And so whether that's internally because you have a fragmented system where you have systems that may not necessarily communicate with each other, or maybe that's a close partner where you don't want to do a direct integration into a database that they may be operating, but you still want that verified piece of data. That's where this is perfect to begin with. In the case of CETA, one of Indicio's customers who has built their own trusted digital ecosystem, their challenge and where they started was in the early days of the pandemic was how is a rival government for a traveler able to verify a COVID status without having to do a direct integration into the healthcare provider, right? And so this system Proven allowed that because it offered an issuer to the healthcare system to create the credential that the traveler held in their digital wallet, which Holder Plus is a part of this system that's also available on Google and the Google Play Store. And then the arrival government had a verifier agent. In this case, it was the government of Aruba. And so that was the initial test case, and all the components to really get going and building those type of use cases is available and Proven. Ken is one who really takes it to, if you're a technical team, if you're a team of engineers and architects, what does this offer you?
It gives you all the building blocks that you need to assemble Lego fashion into a kit that's not the one that was on the box. You can come up with your own particular solution using the components that are available there. As we look forward to what's on the roadmap, there are some really cool things that are coming, focused around reliability, scalability, the ability to handle greater interoperability. So not all credential formats are created equal. There are a current set already supported by Proven, but that set will expand over time. That's a natural evolution of cryptography and the ability to encode data in ways that are more efficient or tailored for greater privacy or tailored for use for IoT devices. Each of those things can offer greater functionality and more use case support. And so those are the types of things that we're focused on and that we'll be adding to the roadmap for the products that are available through the Google relationship.
So what's next for Indicio?
At Indicio, we're absolutely committed to the advancement of decentralized identity, to the advancement of verifiable credentials, in building trusted digital ecosystems and really bringing the power behind verified data and what that can do to not only solve critical problems that we have today around fraud, around inefficiencies, but also building entirely new business models or making solutions happen that we hadn't imagined because of our reliance on a direct integration approach or our reliance on a single provider of identity in order to build those solutions. And what we are committed to is supporting the open source communities to drive that adoption forward. And so with Indicio Proven available to Google Cloud customers, they not only get the benefits of the open source community, but we make it easy for them to jump in and join us. And we hope over time that also provides more energy, more momentum, and more contribution to the open source communities that Indicio is dedicated to.
I think that it's really important as we look forward to Indicio's future that we've been committed from day one to a comprehensive solution. We're not in the business of giving you half a solution and you go figure out the rest. We want to make sure that all the parts are there whatever's missing, we try to contribute to the community. If we see something, initially the mobile agent was not really strong and in the open source community, so that's an area where we focused. That type of effort will continue. We're going to try to make solutions as complete as possible so that you're not running around searching yourself for the complete solution. You can take what we've got and then have it work right out of the chute and then extend it from there.
All right, awesome.
And one of the areas I think is really powerful for the extension of what companies in Google Cloud who have built using these products is there's a larger NDCO community, whether they're the node operators as part of our network consortium, whether they're other customers who are building on Proven that are interested in partnerships and exploring creating larger ecosystems with those who are new to this space, whether it's contributing code back to the open source communities over at Hyperledger or the Decentralized Identity Foundation, that this really does welcome those Google Cloud customers into a larger supportive community that is really focused on driving the success of verifiable credentials.
We've also seen, we're beginning to see now, the smaller ecosystems that individual customers have set up starting to interact with other ecosystems that other customers have set up. And that's the beauty of the verifiable credentials. As long as you're following the standards and the protocols for interchange, those systems can interact without having a huge amount of effort go into that. It just naturally occurs, and can see the network effect between multiple customers as the ecosystems merge and create an even greater synergy.
Okay, well, that all sounds super exciting. Unfortunately, it looks like that is our time for today. So thank you so much for joining me, Heather and Ken. If you're interested in learning a bit more about verifiable credential technology, I would encourage you to subscribe to the channel, and we'll continue to bring you some more of this educational content. If you have any specific questions or topics that you'd like for us to cover, please go ahead and leave a comment below, and we'll be sure to read and address them. Thank you both again. If someone wants to learn a bit more about the products and really dive into the details of the Google Cloud Partner Advantage Program, where would you suggest they go?
On NDCO.tech, TECH, our website, right there on the homepage. Is everything that you need to know to start diving into this, and including you can request a demo and we can show you exactly how NDCO Proven, the NDCO Mediator, and NDCO Node on Demand is there ready to go to support your use cases and solve your problems.